There will come a time in every man's life when the applause dies down, when the crowd stops cheering, and the world no longer watches. It is in that moment, when no one is looking, that the real work must begin. If you wait for validation, you'll never build anything of real value. But if you dare to build in silence, brick by brick, day by day, you will rise like a fortress when the time is right, not rushed, not shaken, but rooted in strength, anchored in purpose, and ready for greatness. The world does not need more noise. It needs more power. And power is not found in the spotlight. It is forged in the shadows. If you want to achieve lasting success, not the kind that flickers, but the kind that endures, you must learn to build yourself quietly. Before a single brick is laid, the builder must possess a vision, not a passing thought, not a casual whim, but a clear, definite picture of what he intends to create. He must see it in his mind, boldly, completely, without compromise. He must know the structure before he touches the stone. So it is with your life. If you are to build yourself quietly, you must first know what you are building. You must have definiteness of purpose. Without it, you will drift like a leaf in the wind, tossed by circumstance, controlled by opinions, led astray by distractions disguised as opportunities. But with it, you become like steel, focused, firm, unshakable. Look around. The masses are in motion, but few are moving with meaning. They chase what is popular. They follow what is loud. They imitate without thought and surrender their power to the latest trend. But you must choose a different path. You must rise above the fog of indecision and plant your feet on the solid ground of purpose. That purpose must not be vague. It must not be general. It must be so clear that you can touch it in your imagination, feel it in your spirit, and speak it without hesitation. Do not be afraid to declare what you truly want. The world teaches us to play small. It whispers lies like, be realistic, or don't get your hopes up. But no man ever achieved greatness by shrinking his vision to fit the limitations of others. What you dare to declare, you can begin to build. But until you declare it, you are a wanderer. When the architect draws the blueprint, he does so with precision. Every measurement, every angle, every material is chosen with intention. And once the plan is set, the builder follows it faithfully. So must you treat your purpose. You must plan it with care and protect it with conviction. You must not change your goal every time the wind shifts. Set it. Fix it in your mind. Refuse to retreat from it. Understand this truthing. The world will test your resolve. Distractions will knock at your door. Doubt will whisper in your ear. Setbacks will rise up like storms on the sea. But your purpose, if it is clear, if it is definite, will be the lighthouse that keeps you on course. It will give you power when you are wary. It will give you clarity when confusion clouds your path. It will remind you who you are and why you started. You cannot afford to live your life on accident. You cannot afford to hope your way to success. Hope is not a strategy. Wishing is not a plan. The man who achieves is the man who decides, and decides with finality. Think back to every man or woman who accomplished something that outlived them. They did not stumble into it. They chose it. They burned bridges to indecision. They aligned their thoughts, their time, and their habits with one single outcome. They said, this is what I will do. This is who I will become. And I will not turn back until it is done. Let that be your declaration. Not one day, not someday. Now, close your eyes and see it. not in pieces, in full. Imagine the result. Imagine the person you must become to live it. Feel the responsibility. Feel the power. Let it sink into your soul. Let it guide your choices. Let it ignite your will. Write it down. Speak it aloud. Read it daily. Think of it hourly. Build it brick by brick in your mind until it becomes more real than your present reality. Then move with purpose. Every action, every decision, every moment must answer to that purpose. And if ever you find yourself discouraged, remember this: no storm can shake a man who is anchored in purpose. No criticism can stop the one who knows exactly where he's going. No obstacle can outlast the one whose desire is backed by unwavering belief. Decide what you want. Know it. Own it. Commit to it with the full force of your being. Do not apologize for it. Do not explain it to the small-minded. Do not seek approval. You do not need permission to be great. You only need purpose. So I ask you now, what will you build? Answer with courage. Answer with clarity. Then begin in silence, with strength, and never stop. There is a power greater than talent, greater than education, greater than luck, timing, or favorable circumstance. It is unseen, yet it moves mountains. It is silent, yet it shakes the earth. It is the invisible force behind every act of lasting achievement. That force is faith. But not the kind of faith that is spoken of lightly. No. Not the casual kind that wavers in the presence of opposition or folds under the weight of delay. The faith I speak of is unshakable. It is the quiet fire that burns inside the mind of the man who knows where he's going, even when he has not yet arrived. It is the conviction that says, I will see it through, long before there is any proof. True faith does not shout. It does not beg for attention or validation. It is quiet, certain, unwavering. It lives not on the lips, but in the actions. It builds in silence while the world watches in confusion. It moves forward when others retreat. It sees light in the dark and finds direction in the fog. You will not always be surrounded by encouragement. You will not always hear applause. There will be seasons where no one believes in you, where friends doubt you, where critics laugh, where even those closest to you question your path. But hear this truth, and hear it well. If your belief is dependent on the approval of others, it will crumble when the silence comes. The man who builds himself quietly must possess a faith that is rooted deep, deeper than fear, deeper than failure, deeper than the shifting opinions of the world. It is a faith that does not wait for evidence. It creates evidence. It does not follow the facts. It forms them. When a seed is planted, there is no sign of life for days, sometimes weeks. But the wise farmer does not dig it up to check its progress. He waters it. He shields it. He believes in it. He knows that something powerful is happening beneath the surface. And so he waits, not with doubt, but with certainty. This is how you must treat your dream. You will sow in silence. You will labor in the unseen. You will put in the work before the world sees the reward. And in those long, quiet hours when no one is clapping and nothing seems to be moving, you must walk by faith. You must keep building, keep believing, keep becoming. Faith is not the absence of challenge. It is the power to overcome it. There will be days when you feel alone, days when the results seem slow, days when your mind will scream, is this working? And it is in those very moments, when doubt knocks loudest, that you must answer with belief. You must remember why you started. You must stand guard at the gates of your mind and allow no thought of defeat to take root. Because what you believe, you begin to attract. What you hold as true, you begin to manifest. And what you affirm in your spirit, you begin to experience in your world. Many have dreams, but few have faith. Many want success, but few believe they are worthy of it. They wish, they want, they wait. But the man of faith does not wait. He moves, he speaks his vision aloud when others stay silent. He acts on it when others hesitate. He walks in it before it becomes visible. Because he knows that belief is the bridge between desire and reality. And that belief must be constant. It must be deliberate. It must be louder than the noise of fear, even if it is spoken only within. Guard your faith. Protect it from the negative words of others. Shield it from the poison of self-doubt. Feed it with truth. Water it with persistence. And watch it grow into a force so powerful that no obstacle can remain standing before it. You must believe. Not when it's easy, but when it's hardest. You must believe. Not when the results show, but when they don't. You must believe. Not because others do, but because you do. And when you do, when your faith becomes stronger than your fear, when your belief outlasts your doubt, when your inner world becomes more real than your outer reality, then the impossible becomes possible. So I challenge you now, cast aside hesitation, step beyond what the eye can see, build in silence, move in confidence, speak with boldness, believe with power, and let your unwavering faith be the foundation of the greatness you are destined to achieve. Begin today. Not with noise, but with knowing. Not with applause, but with assurance. Build yourself quietly, and let your belief shake the world. Greatness is never built in a moment of passion. It is built in the grind of discipline. It is not the product of chance, nor the fruit of mere desire. It is forged in the fire of daily action. It is the result of what a man does consistently, not what he does occasionally. And that is why the man who builds himself quietly must become a master of daily discipline. The dream is important. The vision is vital. But without discipline, the dream dissolves. Without discipline, the vision fades. A man may have the finest blueprints ever drawn, but unless he moves his hands to build, unless he rises each day with intention, unless he trains his mind to obey, he will remain a prisoner of potential, never a producer of results. Discipline is the quiet architect of success. It does not need attention. It does not seek praise. It simply demands obedience. It is the invisible worker behind every strong foundation. The disciplined man does not ask, "Do I feel like it?" He decides once and acts daily. He does not consult his emotions. He consults his mission. You must understand this truthing: your feelings are fickle, but your habits are faithful. You cannot trust how you feel. Some mornings, the bed will feel too warm, the day too long, the obstacles too heavy. And if you wait for motivation, you will waste your life waiting. But if you move with discipline, if you train your body to rise, your mind to obey, and your hands to work, you will find that progress becomes inevitable. It is not the grand gesture that creates success. It is the small act, repeated with purpose. The writer becomes great not by writing one masterpiece, but by showing up at the page every day. The builder lays the foundation one brick at a time. The leader rises through thousands of unseen decisions made in silence. Greatness is born in the details. Discipline is doing what must be done, especially when you don't want to do it. It is making the call when fear says, "Not yet." It is saying no to the distraction when comfort whispers, "You've done enough." It is pushing forward when resistance says, turn back. There is no easy road. There is no shortcut. There is no magic formula. There is only the work, and the man who is willing to do the work when no one is watching. The man who will grind and train and study and sacrifice while others sleep. He will one day stand where others only dream of standing. You must become relentless in your routine. Make excellence your standard. Make consistency your weapon. Wake up with purpose. Set your priorities before the world sets them for you. Use the first hours of your day to prepare your mind, strengthen your body, and sharpen your spirit. Build structure into your life until structure becomes strength. The disciplined man does not envy others. He outworks them. He does not complain. He conquers. He does not hope for easy. He trains for strong. I've seen men with talent fall behind because they lack discipline. I've seen brilliant minds crumble under pressure because they never trained themselves to endure. I've seen potential wasted, time lost, opportunity missed, all because the man refused to master his habits. But I've also seen the opposite. I've seen average men rise to uncommon levels of success because they did the work. Day in, day out, no matter how they felt. I've seen quiet workers build legacies because they refused to skip the process. I've seen men transform not overnight, but over time, through repetition, through sacrifice, through unwavering discipline. You must become one of those men. Do not wait for someone to push you. Push yourself. Do not look for shortcuts. Build the path, step by step, with your own hands. Discipline is the bridge between what you want and what you will have, and that bridge must be built daily. Start now. Start where you are. Start with what you have. Make your bed with precision. Show up to your work with intensity. Read with focus. Train with purpose. Speak with clarity. Move with intention. Let every hour of your day answer to your vision. And when you are tempted to quit, to delay, to take the easy road, remember this: the man who builds himself quietly, with discipline, with consistency, with strength, he does not need to announce his arrival. His results do it for him. So rise with the sun. Build without excuse. Grind without applause. And finish your days knowing that you moved forward. Not loudly, but powerfully. Discipline is the price. Pay it daily. And the reward is greatness. Every man walking the path to greatness must one day come face to face with resistance. It does not knock. It does not ask permission. It appears unified in many forms: delays, disappointments, discouragements, failures. It comes dressed as exhaustion. It arrives cloaked in rejection. It whispers, "You are not enough." It shouts, "This is not working." And it waits, watching, measuring, waiting to see if you will back down. But the man who builds himself quietly does not back down. He leans in. He learns to persist. Persistence is more than repetition. It is more than effort. Persistence is a decision of the spirit. It is the quiet, immovable resolve that no matter how long the road, how steep the climb, how dark the tunnel, I will not quit. It is the spirit of the one who says, "I started and I will finish." You see, life will not hand you what you want simply because you desire it. Desire is only the spark. Persistence is the fuel that keeps the fire burning long after the initial excitement fades. Everyone is excited at the beginning. Everyone believes when the plan is fresh and the dream is vivid. But when the struggle begins, when the hours grow long and the voices around you go quiet, it is persistence that separates those who dream from those who do. The mountain does not move for the man who tries once. It moves for the one who returns again and again, hammer in hand, sweat on his brow, determined to chip away until stone becomes dust. Do not be fooled by appearances. Many who seem to have risen quickly quietly endured 1,000 silent battles. They pressed forward while others paused. They stood firm when others sat down. They knocked on doors until their knuckles bled. They kept going, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. I have known men who started with more talent, more money, more connections, but they stopped. They hesitated when the pressure came. They took the easier path when discomfort appeared. And I have seen others, men with less advantage but greater will, outlast, outrun, and outwork them all. That is the truth of persistence. It does not depend on brilliance. It does not demand perfection. It requires only that you continue. It asks only that you do not stop. Your journey will not be linear. There will be valleys. There will be storms. There will be moments when progress is invisible. You will question your strength. You will wonder if your efforts matter, and that is when you must look inward. That is when you must remember that every seed grows in silence, that every masterpiece is built one unnoticed stroke at a time, that every empire begins with a single stone, laid and relayed through trial and resistance. Keep laying the stone. Keep showing up. Keep swinging the hammer. Your faith will be tested, but faith without persistence is fantasy. Faith without endurance is fragile. If you truly believe in your purpose, then prove it, not with words, but with work. Prove it with sweat. Prove it with time. Prove it with quiet resilience. The world does not need to see you struggle. It does not need to understand your process. It does not need to hear every frustration. What the world needs to see one day is the result. And that result will only come if you persist. You must become immune to temporary failure. You must expect setbacks, not as signals to stop, but as signs that you are still in the fight. Every no brings you closer to a yes. Every delay trains your patience. Every obstacle forges your strength. Every moment of doubt is an opportunity to dig deeper. And dig you must, because the gold is not found at the surface. It is discovered by those who refuse to stop digging. You may feel tired. You may feel isolated. You may feel overlooked, but you are not defeated. Not if you continue. Not if you rise again. Not if you make persistence your creed and endurance your strategy. So I ask you, will you press on? Will you silence the noise and keep building? Will you endure the criticism, the delay, the silence, and still move forward? Will you become the one who finishes what he starts? If your answer is yes, then the path will reveal itself. Not all at once, but step by step. And each step taken in persistence will bring you closer to what you were born to become. Let others quit. Let others seek shortcuts. Let others settle. But you, build yourself quietly. Persist without apology. Persist without excuse. Because the man who persists becomes the man who prevails. There is a powerful force that has shaped every triumph, every victory, every success in human history. It is not talent alone, nor is it the fleeting bursts of enthusiasm that come and go. No. The most consistent force in the lives of those who achieve greatness is the mastermind principle. The union of minds, a connection of purpose, the strength of collaboration. And it is this principle that holds the key to your success. You see, no man is an island. No matter how skilled, how gifted, how determined you are, you cannot achieve lasting success in isolation. The richest minds, the greatest builders, the most successful entrepreneurs all understood this truth. They recognized that when two or more minds come together with a common goal, there is no limit to what can be accomplished. But this is not a casual arrangement. This is the power of harmony, the power of collective thought. A mastermind is not merely a group of people working together. It is the alignment of energies, the synchronization of minds, all pushing toward the same objective. It is a force more powerful than the sum of its parts, a source of creativity, inspiration, and unyielding drive. Those who succeed do so because they tap into this power. They create networks that amplify their efforts. They build relationships that fuel their ambition. And they surround themselves with minds that think, act, and dream at the same level of greatness they aspire to. The most successful men I have seen do not work alone. They build teams. They cultivate alliances. They learn from the minds of others and contribute their own knowledge in turn. It is the power of collaboration that accelerates their progress, that helps them scale the heights they dream of. Now, I know there are those who think that their individual strength alone can carry them to the top. They work in solitude, isolated from the influence of others, believing they must conquer every challenge on their own. They fail to see the truth on that isolation breeds stagnation, while collaboration breeds growth. There is no strength in solitude. There is only limitation. Think of the greatest forces of nature. Whether it be the flow of a river, the growth of a forest, or the rise of a city. None of them are the result of one solitary force acting alone. They are built by the connection of many small, powerful movements working together toward a common goal. And so it must be with you. You are not just one individual, but a part of a greater whole. When you come together with others, there is synergy. The energy you create by sharing ideas, supporting one another, challenging each other. This is the energy that propels success. This is the engine that drives the wheels of progress forward, even in the face of adversity. Alone, you are limited. But with a mastermind, you are unlimited. If you doubt this, look to the great enterprises of the world. Look at the great inventors, the great leaders, the great builders. They didn't reach their peaks alone. Thomas Edison had a team of brilliant minds around him. Henry Ford did not build the automobile alone. He surrounded himself with engineers, thinkers, and innovators. Even the most famous athletes are not successful because of their individual talent alone. They succeed because of the team that backs them, the coaches who guide them, and the trainers who push them to greatness. And it's not just about finding people who agree with you. It's about surrounding yourself with individuals who challenge you, who push you to think bigger, act bolder, and reach higher. A mastermind is not about comfort. It is about growth. And growth always comes from discomfort. Growth comes from being stretched beyond your limits by the ideas and perspectives of others who refuse to let you settle for mediocrity. But how do you create this mastermind? First, you must recognize your worth. You must believe that you are worthy of standing among greatness, that your ideas matter, and that your ambitions are worthy of being shared with others. Then, you must seek out those who are like-minded, people who are driven, who are focused, who are also striving to achieve greatness. Find the people who challenge you, who inspire you, who will help you see your blind spots and push you to act when you would rather hesitate. But a mastermind is not just about getting what you need. It is about contributing. You must bring value to the table. You must offer your insight, your energy, your dedication to the success of the whole. A mastermind works because every individual is committed to the success of others, not just their own. And so, I challenge you now. Seek your mastermind. Build the relationships, cultivate the alliances, and surround yourself with the minds that will lift you higher. Be open to learning, open to growing, and open to giving. When you harness the power of a mastermind, there is no force that can stop you. The world is full of individual effort, but the world is also full of the collective energy of like-minded people working together. And this collective energy is unstoppable. So act now, gather those who share your purpose, form your mastermind, and together move toward greatness. Because the man who builds himself quietly and surrounds himself with the power of a mastermind, he will rise above all obstacles, achieve all desires, and leave a legacy for the ages. As you stand at the beginning of your journey, remember this thing: your success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice. You choose the thoughts that shape your future. You choose the actions that build your foundation. You choose the people you allow into your life, and you choose to persist when every obstacle tells you to quit. Building yourself quietly, brick by brick, mind by mind, step by step. That is the path to greatness. You don't need the loud applause of others. You don't need the validation of the world. All you need is clarity, discipline, and persistence. With these three guiding principles, you will not be stopped. Understand this: the road will not always be easy. There will be times when you feel weary, times when doubt creeps in, times when success feels far out of reach. But in those moments, remember, those who persist are the ones who overcome. Those who keep moving forward, even when the way is unclear, are the ones who triumph. And you, my friend, are no exception. You are destined for greatness if you choose to walk the path with unshakable determination. So, as you step forward, know this: you have everything you need within you. You have the power to shape your future. You have the strength to weather the storms. And you have the mind to build the life you've always dreamed of. Let nothing stop you. Let no setback, no discouragement, no hardship shake your resolve. Keep building. Keep pushing forward, quietly, steadily, and with unyielding belief in your purpose. Good luck on your journey. Thank you for your commitment to greatness. I am certain that your success is inevitable. Thank you, and may your path be filled with strength and triumph